Hi, I'm AJ, and this is the first of the year. Well, you know, the first according to extraordinary times. Either way, welcome back. Sorry we haven't had anything in a little while. It's been real crazy, and even crazier today, as you can tell. It's supposed to be Jeremy today. But you know what? On to the first story. That's what matters. Which is, kind of a throwback to the whole John McAfee being crazy and being hunted by international police, that kind of thing, and going back and forth and being caught in Guatemala. And, well, last I heard, he was in Guatemala anyway. Turns out that he's been deported since then, and the latest little tidbit that has come out is really catching people's attention. Whether it's true or not, I'm going to leave it up to you. But he's posted to his blog why the police of Belize were after him. And that is because he had set up, supposedly, an entire spy ring, just spying on local police, local government, local people by giving people free laptops with malware and directly encoded into it so that he could track everything they do and even spy on them with their own webcams. And just put that all together, and one of his operatives decided to turn on him. The entire story is just absolutely nuts. I was reading it, and he was like, either this is true and he's crazy, scary genius, and he just did it because he was bored, as he said, or he's really just crazy and just made this all up. So, like I said, up to you. Speaking of crazy, scary, a little while ago we talked about, a free floating planet, no star system kind of planet. Well, NASA decided to look a little bit more into this, and they found a possible reason why this could happen. It turns out star systems that have the stars really far apart actually have a higher chance of ejecting planets from their system. So there could actually be more exoplanets just kind of floating around in space with no star systems or anything, more than we thought. So kind of scary at the same time cool, because we could just find a random planet and put it into our own system if we wanted, like if Earth started getting too bad. I don't know, that's just a random thought of mine. My thought. Don't steal it. Okay, I've decided I'm just going to cover the crazy, scary stories today. Next of which is from Australia. Crazy, scary stuff just lives in Australia. It breeds in Australia. Anyway, this really goes on down to this mom of a 2-year-old baby who was sitting there, taking a nice nap. Feeling pretty good. If you've ever had a 2-year-old, you know how nice that can be. Anyway, and was woken up by the cat hissing. First thought was probably, okay, crap, stupid cat. Quiet at the cat. Looks around, trying to figure out what he's hissing at, and there is a python wrapped around her baby's arm. Now, she did get the python off, even though it did bite the baby a little bit. If you know anything about snakes, then python's non-venomous. The baby's just fine. She's just fine. Everything's great. But all in all, nuts. Cat saved the day. Mom saved the day. But come on, there's a snake around a baby's arm. And we're going to flip around to the other side of the world, Denmark specifically, for the next little tidbit. More of a study than a story. But something that really is interesting to me and, well, should be interesting to any male out there. That is, they have tied, most likely anyway, saturated fat consumption to falling sperm count. It is nuts. Now, there are a few variables they haven't knocked out yet, so they're not entirely sure if this is entirely connected. But, I mean, come on. They compared people who didn't eat really any saturated fat to those who did, and found a between 38 and 41% drop in sperm count. So, crazy. I wouldn't use it as, pregnancy prevention, but at the same time, if you are trying to have a child and a family and everything, just eat healthy. It's good, and just stay away from the saturated fats. And our second to last story is also kind of crazy, scary at the same time. I don't know. It could be collusion. It could be just, I don't know. Just let's get into the story. That is, an Illinois high security, maximum security prison actually had to recently go into full lockdown mode for most of Friday because, well, about 60 of their guards didn't show up for work. Crazy. Now, what's going on here? They are saying it could really just be sickness because there are literally hundreds of the inmates that were sick the previous week. At the same time, this is only days after the guards rallied and, well, the employees rallied because of possible cuts to their pensions. So this could be a silent protest, or it could be collusion with the guards and the inmates or something. I don't know. or it really could just be everybody got really sick, because if you hadn't noticed, everybody's getting really sick right now. And for our last story, we're going to flip back to England, Oxford University, in fact, where major step forward in medical advancement has taken place. That is, getting blind mice to be able to see. Now, I know I'm hearing the three blind mice jokes, miles away, but this is quite serious and quite awesome. Now, what they've literally done is taken a super fine needle, injected into an eye, and injected cells that are basically just helped the mice see again. Now, they're still in the fine-tuning of all this. They haven't gotten anywhere near to human experimentation on this. But at the same time, they're bringing sight back to the blind. This is, of course, what most would call a miracle, and freaking awesome. But that's it for Extraordinary Times for today. If you liked it, like down there, subscribe if you haven't already, favorite if you really liked it, that kind of stuff. Once again, I'm AJ. If you want to send us any stories, send it to allthingsextraordinary@gmail.com. We've got Twitter. You can tweet us, that kind of stuff. I'm really not too good at checking that, but Jeremy is much better, so you probably better tweet him on his days. And always, be aware. Let's see where this goes. Danish. Denmark? That's not, I don't know. Danish. Where's the Danish?